coming to you live with the legendary father, Warren Milan himself. Are you ready for the Kiki? Let's get this show on the road.
Non-stop music.
Women being their men. Women being their men. The men be on a drum.
Get ready for the wildest experience. Now.
All right, 347-709-0655 is the number to dial. And we are closing the lines right now because we have icon Reverend Carl Bean Bishop. Say what's up.
Hi, how was everybody?
Hey, you're live on the air on BallingTeamRadio.com. First of all, let me just start out by saying thank you so much. We are so honored by having you on the show.
I'm honored to be here. I really am. I've been looking forward to it.
I have been waiting for this. This is going to be a legendary, iconic episode, by the way. Once again, thank you so much for joining us on the show. And lines are closed. Once again, it's your boy Izzy Stars Infinity. I want to start out by saying, for those who don't know exactly who you are, let everybody know a little bit about yourself before, just sum it up.
Well, I am born in Baltimore, Maryland. By the age of 16, I knew I wanted to pursue my career as an artist. I jumped on the Greyhound and headed for New York, and Harlem became home, and that's really where my life began to blossom. I joined a local choir. Out of that, 4 of us were in the tenor section. The church was called Christian Tabernacle at the time. It was at 1 East 125th over a baby store, I believe.
Wow.
And Reverend William Marshall Neal was his name, and it was probably the place that gay and lesbian people of African descent felt comfortable in, even though in those days no one said the words gay or lesbian. But he was obviously a man, a bisexual man, I guess I'd have to say, who was a part of the spiritual church, and clearly it was a place that welcomed us, and we were, most of us, young and from different parts of the South, coming to New York to pursue careers and fortunes, and that gave us a chance to feel comfortable in our own culture, because it was a popular church in Harlem at the time. We had probably one of the best choirs, and we became so popular that people, if the gospel show was at the Apollo at the time, they would definitely on Sunday nights come down to Christian Tabernacle, whether it was caravans or whatever, just to hear the choir sing. So a lot of us were recruited to become professional gospel singers really from being heard in that choir. And from that, I joined a group called, we formed the Gospel Souls, the 4 guys, and out of that group, one of Harlem's top gospel groups, male gospel group, the Gospel Wonders, recruited me, and I think I joined the Wonders at 17 years old.
Wow.
And I stayed with, and that's where Harlem got to know me, and again, that's the first time I started to hear my name. Sing, Carl, come on, boy, that kind of thing. Harlem really was my proving ground. It was really where people embraced me and gave me the ability to believe in myself and to stand in my own talent. And I was afforded the opportunity to really grow as an artist. And we were very free there in Harlem. That's one of the things I wanted to really talk about. They often talk about what happened in '69 in the Village, but that was not our story in Harlem. I never knew of a time where we felt that the cops would come into any bar in Harlem and harass us because we were same-sex attracted. The Fantasia bar was a half block from the Apollo, and it was very open. Men, women, straights, friends of gay folk came in and out of Fantasia. It was right down the street from the Baby Grand. I never felt a sense of fear in Harlem as a gay guy. And then we had several clubs. We had the Silver Rail across the street on 8th Ave, across from the House of Prayer. And then we had the Big Apple up on 130th. And we used to walk strolling from 125th up to the Big Apple. After we got drinking one person, stroll up to the other. And so,
you just took me back with the word strolling. I'm still stuck on the strolling. I haven't heard that in a minute. Yes.
Yes. And we never thought of being assaulted or fought or attacked. It just wasn't in our thinking. There were gay people all over Harlem. Hardcore lesbians, very feminine. Today we would say transgenders, then we would say people who dressed in drag, but they were a big part of the Harlem culture. The Jukebox Revue came to the Apollo every year, several times a year, and the lines were around the block 2 and 3 thick to see an all-female impersonating show in Harlem, and it was one of the biggest shows that come to the Apollo every year. And it was husbands and wives and kids, and everybody came to see this show. In those days, they had to be really, really naturally talented. There was no lip singing. There was no singing to someone else's voice. If someone sang Aida or Madame Butterfly, they had to actually be a coloratura, and that male had to sing real female operatic voicing.
Wow.
If someone imitated someone who was popular, Gloria Lynn or Nancy Wilson, or they had to sing like that person and give you the illusion that's who was on stage. They were really ballet dancers, and they would do Swan Lake. But everyone had to actually do the thing. There was no lip syncing.
Right.
And the goal was to find out who the actual female was, born female, in the show, and you had to guess. And it was amazing. At the end of each act, people would go, "Oh, that's definitely the girl. That's definitely the girl." And they would always strip away the top to show your bare chest, and you'd hear the whole Apollo go, "Oh my God, no one can see that." So, we didn't have that sense of fear uptown in Harlem at all. We were very gay, very free, very actively involved in the community.
Amazing. This is
So that's what I think gave me my wings to become politically active later, because I had no sense of, because I was same-sex attracted or same-gender loving, I had to somehow be separate from my people. I was always me with and among my people. I lived on 123rd in a brownstone with black folk, straight folk, everybody. I walked up and down. I was a member of the Elks Lodge, where you all later on had balls. I was a elk. I was a junior elk as a kid, and was a drum major, baton twirler.